Hey everybody, it's C with C. Thanks for coming to chat with me. So we are doing our Monday meetup where I don't go live every Monday, but when I go live, we are meeting up, and that is for a trip announcement. I'm trying to get the mic situated. Let me know if my mic is too loud, if I need a little more oomph to it. Um, but yeah, my name is Carlene. This is my channel C with C, where I do a lot of solo travels, but basically want to see things and take you along with me. So we are here for our Monday meetup where those of you who've been following the channel know that we don't go live every Monday. You get content every Monday at 8, but we don't go live unless there is a trip announcement, and we have a trip announcement coming, so y'all get on in here so we can chat about it. So usually how the structure of Monday meetup is, I usually talk about the vlogs that I released pre-meetup, and then I make the trip announcement. And then today I have another announcement that I really want you all to make sure that you're aware of. So get on in here. Hello to people. Welcome in. We got the channel member. We love an on-time channel member. Yes, we do. Hi, Kristen. Kristen says, well. And how the fact that I can hear you say that in my head, Kristen, is funny to me. Kristen said she's ready for the trip announcement, and whoop. Yes, we have a trip announcement. I snuck one in there. It's so funny because I kept saying I was not going to have a trip until my October trip, which is a really big trip that's coming up. But I just keep sliding stuff in there. Stuff keeps getting slid in there. I slid in the MSC Seashore trip. And then, I had an urge to do something. So I slid in this trip, and we're going to announce it a little later after we talk about some of the vlogs that we've hit on. And welcome in, everybody. My name is Carlene. This is C with C. And we have the Monday meetup. We don't go live every Monday. When we go live, we are meeting up, and there's a trip announcement. So welcome in, Kristen. We got Regina saying, hey, C. Hey, Regina's World, girl. Welcome in. Good to see you. I hope you enjoy the recommendations. Gina was in the DC area, and she hit me up and asked about one of my favorite hobbies, which is getting crabs. I love a good blue crab. And actually, Gina, you made me remember I need to get a few more rounds of blue crabs in before the season is over. Cause this whole dark outside now reminds me that fall is winter is coming. So I hope you enjoyed the recommendation. Thanks for reaching out. I'm more than happy if y'all in the DC area to give you some recommendations about where to go. I don't go a whole lot of places, but I can drop a little knowledge when I can. So Gina was in the DMV area recently and welcoming 7 people. And then Chris is speaking of Gina's World. Desiree, a channel member, saying, hey, Carlene in chat. Hey, Desiree, welcome in. So good to see you here. And yes, welcome in 9 people. My name is Carlene. We are live here for the Monday meetup. We don't go live every Monday. When we go live, we are meeting up and for a trip announcement. So I will be briefly talking about some of the vlogs that came up, which were, I did a Mexico City vlog. I released my first vlog for the Mexico City series. Should be 2 more vlogs coming. So I want to kind of hit on that travel day. And then I released today, actually, which, the channel members are little spoiled beings. The channel members got first access, but I released the first vlog from the Celebrity Edge, which was the Alaska cruise. Oh, Melanie and C, I released some tips and tricks with my good sister, Regina, as we were on Celebrity Edge for, just what the ship is like, as well as how to sell Alaska, which is, it's interesting. You need the tips and tricks to sell Alaska. So we're going to touch on some of those vlogs. And then, of course, get into that trip announcement, because that's why we're meeting up. Okay, the chat is popping. It was a little slow. I was like, okay, where is the folks? Y'all are coming in. Gina's World said them crabs were awesome. And Gina, here's the funny part about that recommendation. I have never ate at Quarter Deck before. I've heard about it, but I've never ate there. And I was like, okay, she needs something that's close to her hotel. So I'm glad it worked out well, but I heard good things about it. But you know how sometimes you hear good things. It's like, okay, I think it's a good recommendation. So I'm glad that you enjoyed it. And I hope you enjoyed your time here in DC. Ken Hill says, hello, beautiful. Hello, Ken. Ken says, I see you keep me out of your trip announcements because you don't want to meet me on the dance floor. What? Ken, you always have access to my trip announcements. The trip announcements get, well, first off, let me say the trip announcements go to the channel members. However, if y'all were really attentive, between Sunday and Monday, somehow my channel members know my lineup of where I'm going, as long as final payment, Yeah, whenever I make final payment, my channel members know exactly where I'm going. So I have a list, a running list. The channel members have exclusive access to where I'm going. There's another trip coming up that they're about to know about once I pay that off. So the channel members know. But if you were paying attention, sometime between last Sunday and early Monday, I accidentally released my itinerary to the general public, to Gen Pop by accident. And Kiki hit me up on the side. I was like, "Hey girl, do you know all your businesses in the street?" So I will say, Gen Pop, if you're not a channel member, you got a quick peek, but I quickly deleted that post once I realized everybody knew where I was going. But if you want to know where I am, join the membership. It's one price. But Ken, you said you're gonna be on Mel C 3.0, and we ain't see you. We ain't see you because you were talking big stuff about me being your dance partner then. But good to see you. I'm playing, Ken. Good to see you. I'm sure we'll cross paths at some point in these cruise streets. And thank you for joining the chat and welcome in 13 people. We got Keisha H in the building. Hi, Keisha H. Welcome in. Keisha H. Keisha H got a little thug in her. I don't know if y'all realize that. I am learning more and more how much thug Keisha H has in her. So good to see you. And if you don't follow Keisha H, she does a lot of work with her garden and growing. Welcome in, Nadine Bell. She says, "Hey, Carlene Doll, everyone in the chat. Folks are speaking. What up, Alicia, girl? Good to see you here, Alicia. It's been a while. And welcome in. We got 17 people now. Welcome in. My name is Carlene. We're doing the Monday meetup where I don't go live every Monday. Usually get content on Monday at 8 p.m. That is the constant. But if I'm going live, that means there's a trip announcement. So today we are going to talk about where exactly I'm going, and we're going to hit on a couple vlogs that I released since our last meetup, which was apparently that was September-ish, early September-ish. I lost the date. Alicia says, "Are you going to homecoming?" Actually, Alicia, I'm going to be partial. I'm going to be 1 foot in and 1 foot out of the homecoming streets. Thank you for that question. I did Hampton Howard game this weekend, which the illustrious Hampton University has kept our streak over Howard University. But homecoming is going to be up against my big trip announcement that's coming in October, where y'all going to be tapped in October 20 something. That's where it's an epic trip coming up. And I hope y'all can be there for the announcement. But because of that epic trip, I will only be able to get to homecoming one day. So if y'all are in the Hampton Roads area on that Thursday for homecoming, let me know. We'd love to see you, but I gotta leave homecoming early. My plan is to leave Hampton and go straight to Dulles Airport and jump on my flight. So I'll only be at homecoming one day. Did you go to Hampton, Alicia, or are you in the Hampton Roads area? Let me know, girl. Steph Stone is here saying, "Hey, see, what up, Steph? And what up to the chat? Folks are speaking to everybody. Keisha H is welcoming in. Make sure everybody feels all right." Keisha H says, "I'm not a thug, just a touch of shade." And Liam's here. Hey, Liam's saying, "Welcome in everybody in the chat." Wait, how did they do that? NSU and Hampton the same weekend. That's why all the hotels are like $400 to $500 in little old Hampton Roads area. Pity. But yeah, I'll be there just for a day, just on Thursday. All right, so let's get into it. And so we can make this trip announcement. The latest vlog that I released, I finally gave y'all my Mexico City vlog, or the first of 3. So there will be 3 Mexico City vlogs. It looks like I have enough content to make 3. But I released the first one, and it's cool to kind of do that one because I have not released land-based content in a while. I think my last land-based video was my trip to Greece. And land-based travel vlogs are for my hardcore travelers. So thank you all who watched that one. But as y'all know, I went to Mexico City, Mexico for the Big 4-0 birthday. And that one was interesting because Mexico City has become like an in vogue destination where everybody wants to go to Mexico City. And I was on one mission, and that was to find the best taco I could find. But getting there was fine. It was a little pricey from DC. I think, did I have a layover? I had to stop, I think, in Miami, I believe. I was on American. American treated me well for my birthday. American gave me a surprise upgrade. Like, I wasn't expecting, I don't have status on American. I don't know what I did. I don't know if I added them and was like, "Hey, can you make this girl's 40th birthday special," or what? But I got an upgrade on all 4 of my legs of my trip. So that was pretty dope to be able to fly in first class, or business class, technically, I guess, for you aviation geeks. Had the best enchilada I've ever had. I didn't know airplane enchiladas could be that good. And it was actually cool to be in there because I told y'all, like, I'm a little bit of a nervous flyer. So we were flying through Hurricane. was it Barrel? I can't remember, but at some point towards the end of the trip, we were in a little bit of turbulence, and y'all, I don't do well with bumping around the air, so I could not think of a better place to be than up front with a couple champagnes in my system and enchilada. As we were heading to Mexico City. Then you all know, as soon as I got there, I had a bit of a snafu. So watch that video where I left my card in the ATM. Because I'm a big proponent of, I don't, if it's like somewhere particular, I will order currency. So I know a lot of people will talk about, some of you who are traveling think about like, oh, where are you going to get the money? Because you do have to get, from Mexico City, you do have to get pesos. It's not like the cruise ports that take dollars, US dollars interchangeably. Like, no, they want their pesos there in Mexico City. And I know some people like say, like, do they use a Travelex kiosk or I don't do Travelex. They overcharge you in the fees, and a lot of your money ends up going to the fees. My big things for going international are either I order my money through my bank, which is Bank of America, or I order when I get there, I just use an ATM, a reputable ATM in the airport. However, we landed at like 11 o'clock, and my good homegirl Sharice, shout out to Sharice. Sharice, I have to say, was the one who was like, we're going to get your birthday trip out of the group chat. So it was just me and her. Like, we had a group of people who said they were going to go. It was just me and Sharice, but we had a great time. But anywho, I ended up, we landed, Sharice and I landed like 11 o'clock. And I was like, went to the ATM, and I was so like trying to figure out what I'm going to do. And I left my card in the ATM. So I ended up just, you can just cancel it. Don't worry. And luckily though, I pulled out enough money that I didn't have to like worry about re-upping at the ATM. But I will say, if you can, maybe keep a debit card on you, maybe throw a debit card in like a suitcase or another bag. But luckily I was able to have enough cash, but on hand, but it was a cool place to be for my 40th birthday. Who else we got here? Folks speaking to Liam, say, hey, how are you? Nice of AA to do so. Yes. So American Airlines, I wasn't expecting it at all. So I went to go check in, and then I got an email that says like, you got a complimentary upgrade. So I thought like, okay, maybe they're going to just upgrade one leg of the trip. It was all 4 segments of my flights to Mexico City were upgraded. And if any of you are like an aviation geek, I love planes, even though planes also make me nervous. I'm weird. I know I have to travel via plane, but I still am a bit of a nervous flyer, even though I do travel a lot. They had the new like A321neo, which was eating that turbulence. Like, even though we were bumping, it was like doing a really good job, really smooth ride, quiet cabin, those kind of things for you aviation geeks. So yeah, I was excited to be able to catch a ride there. Gina's World says, what? You never been there? To what, Mexico City? No, I had never been to Mexico City. Oh, I'm sorry. The restaurant. No, I had never been to Quarter Deck. But because most of our crab houses, so I was telling you all who are just joining in, and welcome in 22 people. Gina's World was here in DMV, and she reached out to me and was like, hey, Carlene, do you have any recommendations for a restaurant, particularly related to blue crabs, because that is our thing here in the DMV. But Regina was staying at, or Gina, I can't want to call you Regina. Gina was staying at the National Harbor. A lot of our really good crab houses, you got to go out like an hour. But there is a crab house in Alexandria, which is close to her, Arlington. So yeah, but no, I had not been, but I knew it was a solid recommendation. Who else we got here? Nadine saying cheers. Yes, cheers, Nadine. Travel, yes, we see. Welcome in. Travel, yes, we see. Edna's World is here. Hey, Edna, welcome in, girl. Folks are speaking. Sig, the solo cruiser extraordinaire, is in the building. Good to see you here, Sig. Thank you for stopping by. Liam says, and you did nothing. AA did it all on their own. Wow. Yeah, I don't remember me doing, because I know I previously had status on American Airlines. I don't know if like maybe I had some residual status, or I don't remember doing anything extra. I also planned stuff out that I did something extra, but I feel like I would remember how much it was. But no, I just remember getting a complimentary email that says you've been you received a complimentary upgrade. So we appreciate a complimentary upgrade. I was able to do the lounge, so I have to show the members. I didn't. For travel vlogs, it's interesting because a lot of times people don't like but I watch the stats for like travel day, and I have like footage in the lounge and stuff. But a lot of times, like when you do too much in depth for travel day, you see like the numbers kind of dip down. So I have some content that's being in the lounge, but I just didn't know how to edit that in. But yeah, American Airlines, I don't know if it surprised me, or maybe I did something I don't remember doing anything. I think only thing I can think of is maybe I bought like a full fare ticket versus a what's the thing called, a basic economy ticket. I don't know, but I appreciate the blessing. It was a pleasant surprise. So who else you got here? Folks are speaking. Yolanda says, happy belated birthday. Thank you. Thank you. I have Emma. She is in her 40 era, and I have been cutting up all through these first couple of months of being 40. So it's been definitely a bit of a blessing. And yeah, I was debating on where to go, and how I ended up on Mexico City was funny because I was the person that broke my cardinal rule. Like, I gave my friends all these choices. I was like, okay, do y'all want to do, at first I had booked a cruise on Virgin Voyages. And then I was like, no, because I wasn't sure about that itinerary. Then I gave them like, I'm like, do we just celebrate my birthday in South Africa in like later in the year? Do we do California wine country? I gave them three choices. And everybody was like, let's go to Mexico City. Now I will say, to my credit, I gave them choices that I wanted to go to. So it wasn't like I was peed off that like only two of us ended up actually getting out of the group chat and onto the plane to go. But yeah, everybody was like, oh yeah, let's do Mexico City. And then baby, they had to start looking at them flights because my flight was like 5:25, 5:34. But a lot of my friends who were in other parts of the country, they could not find like a decent enough flight, and a lot of other life stuff going on. So I'm okay, because in my head I was like, I could go by myself, but I figured, just open up the experience to other people. So yeah, me and my homegirl Sharice, who y'all saw Sharice on my Amsterdam vlog. Hey Yellow. She joined me for Mexico City, and the series will be coming, a couple of more videos. One is like a tour around town to the Xochimilco canals. I did a Mexican cooking class because my whole mission was to have the best tacos, and I feel like I might have did Mexico City wrong because the best tacos I encountered, unfortunately, were in my hotel. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure, but I will say I did not leave for Montezuma's Revenge. So I feel like I did something well, because I was like, I want to try the best taco, but I don't want to dip down to like street taco level and then end up with like tummy issues, even though I had Zofran on tap just in case I needed it. But yeah, I was on the search for the best taco, and unfortunately I think I only found a bougie taco. So it was really tasty. Travel, yes, we see, says, my United status expired 2 years ago, but they still have me in their priority boarding. I'm not going to question it. Yeah. And so I wonder, maybe it's some residual, because I had status, and I think my status was supposed to expire in like March or May. But I got an upgrade, and maybe I also, they know that like there's a lot of competition post the vid, post pandemic, as the travel industry is like recuperating. Because I've been seeing a lot of deals and offers for like, oh, we'll extend your status. Because I was like a avid Delta Airlines traveler prior to the vid happening. And then American got really competitive during that pandemic period, and they ended up with better rates and service out of DC. So I became like more of an American airline person, but sometimes I still hop over on Delta Airlines. And yeah, they went ahead and acknowledged some, I guess, legacy status. So yep, we don't question it. Travel, yes, we see. We just say thank you and board the plane. Liam says, I like watching Jeb Brooks's video. I don't know who he is. I gotta watch who Jeb Brooks is. So I'll do some homework about Jeb Brooks. But I just know like land-based, I guess because I get most of my people from cruising. So whenever I do land-based, I have to be prepared that like it's not gonna pop. Except for that South Africa video popped. I don't know what happened. It started slow, and then all of a sudden, like it just started pulling in numbers and people started subscribing. But that has been like the last land base. My first land base was South Africa vlog. And oh, thank you, Gina's World. Excuse me, I'm like belching while she's giving us. We gotta do the shmoney dance. Let's see. Oh, I can't show it yet. Hold on, I'm learn how to use technology. Hold on. Let's see if I can I show it? Can I? Gina's World gave us a little shmoney. Yes, because as you know, we are, whenever I go live, I don't go live every Monday, but when I go live, there's a trip announcement, and Gina's World gave us a little shmoney for the upcoming trip. She says, thanks for helping me last weekend. Love my cruising cousin. Not a problem at all. And if you all are in the DMV area and are looking for something to do, I won't say I'm the most like person who's like out and about like super hard, but I'll at least like, you know, give you some recommendations of the stuff that I know. And try to do the best I can. And I gave her, I will say I gave her a good recommendation. So thank you, Gina's World. And this money will definitely go towards what I'm about to announce in a couple more seconds. So thank you. Much appreciated. Let's see. So yeah, I gotta figure out who Jeb Brooks is, Liam. But yeah, I do know like my land-based vlogs versus my cruising vlogs tend to be a little slow, but I gotta just remind myself, you know, it's more about getting information to people, showing people how to experience what the experience was like, than all the views. But I do know the views are usually through the cruise vlogs, so I just have to prepare myself whenever I go through a land-based series. Sig says, mysterious complimentary upgrade. Don't ask any questions. Just say thank you and may I have another. Like, absolutely. No, I didn't. I told them thank you, American Airlines, for making my birthday way better. and keep them coming. Because that's what get my loyalty for real. Liam says, I'm trying to build up my Delta status. Yeah, Delta status is tough because Delta, I feel like, added another layer. Delta has like 3 tiers. And now you about to make me pull out my phone. Let's get into the real aviation geekery. Delta has like 3 things you have to do to get the status. So I think American is still based on how many miles you fly, period. I might be a little rusty with this. I believe American Airlines is still how many miles you fly, period. Now, they may have moved the goalpost on how many miles, but it's based on how many miles. Now, Delta throws in an extra component. They say you got to fly X amount of miles and you got to spend X amount of like $2,500, I believe is like their entry status, if they haven't bumped it up. So that was another reason why like American caught my loyalty. I'm trying to pull up I probably should focus, but I'm trying to pull up my Delta app to see. Because Delta also caught a lot of flack for that, figuring out or switching up the goalpost for status. What is this? Kristen says, because where was Milton? In my South Africa vlog? If you talk about my South Africa vlog, Milton is in the South Africa vlog. And one moment that you see him for sure is the segment where I say, I bust my ass. Milton is standing right behind me. So some of you who like really know me, like I've talked to you in real life, like Kristen, which shout out to Kristen, because Kristen is one of the people that you can just have a conversation with in like no judgment zone, which we love a good no judgment zone moment. Kristen is that one of them people for me. So I frequently tell Kristen my stories about like just my regular friends, my in-person friends, I guess that's what I should say. And Kristen frequently hears about my good friend Milton, who loves to check me. So yeah, I'm looking and I don't know. It looks like Delta might have moved the goalpost to, Delta moved the goalpost to 5,000. Am I silver? No, so Delta moved its spend limit to $5,000. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm looking at here. Don't look at my number, but yeah. So Delta is now 5,000 miles plus. Now I wonder is plus the flying time. Anywho, Delta moved its goalpost basically on status. So I say for Delta, just go ahead. If you want like the lounge access and those kind of things, just go ahead and get a card that has that. But I've just started like worrying about American status. Now I'm kind of like I've gotten to the point now and am grateful that like I buy a regular ticket and then wait for them to do an offer to upgrade to first or business class and then go with that. That's my hack. Like I don't buy a business class ticket outright, but what I'll do is you can't buy basic economy because basic economy doesn't give you all of the perks. And then sometimes they won't qualify you for an upgrade, but just get the regular economy ticket. And then from there, usually what happens is before you fly, they're like, hey, if you give us like $150 or more, $250 more, or even some airlines allow you to bid on another seat, do that. So yeah, I'm saying like don't break the bank, but I mean when it comes like to comfort, I think it's sometimes worth it. Kristen says, ooh, not the Montezuma. Who has a pink poop? Like Kristen, where did you find that emoji? But yeah, I dodged, I will say 4 days in Mexico, City, and I dodged Montezuma's Revenge, which, you know, is definitely, you have to be careful what you eat and consume in Mexico, because it will get your tummy rumbling. So I did dodge Montezuma's Revenge in Mexico, but my goal was to get a good taco. But unfortunately, the best tacos I encountered were like the one that was in my hotel lobby restaurant. So I felt like I did something wrong. That was the best taco I encountered. MH Family Adventures in here. They're speaking, and folks are speaking to Raquel. Thanks for coming in. Okay, so now let's get into the next vlog that I dropped. Was actually this morning, and that was probably the first in the Melanin at Sea 3.0 series on Celebrity Edge. I'm not going to get too deep into that one because you're going to have a whole series of video. Oh, before I conclude, so Mexico City, my goal is to eventually, you're going to have 2 more vlogs coming in, which is like me doing a city tour. I get to go to like the best bars. We tried 2 of those. And then we did like this really fun day on the Xochimilco canals where we were like doing tequila shots, and like singing to mariachi bands. So stay tuned for the rest of the Mexico City content. But anywho, today I released, channel members got it first, but then I released the first in the series of the Melanin at Sea Celebrity Edge series, which I kind of did the reverse. So I started with the review, and then I'm going to backtrack and go with the like boarding day, or actually Seattle pre-cruise stuff, because there was a lot to be done in Seattle before the cruise, and then go through that series. But I did drop if you are looking for, because I know the cruising season, thank you. The cruising season for Alaska, I think it goes until October, is that right? So hopefully, you know, that I wanted to release that and get it out, because I know people are still going to be planning for these last couple of months before the Alaska cruising season ends. So my good homie Regina and I, whenever we're on the ship together, we like to sit down and do a review, because we have an interesting, I guess, take on things. So we usually sit down and review a video together, or review a ship together, and we did that. So that came out today, earlier. So thank you. Travel We See says, yes, great video of you on Celebrity Alaska tips, by the way. Thank you for watching that. Thank you for watching that. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles. It's literally Regina and I talking, and I throw in some clips here and there. But yeah, I was just curious to see like what you know, an interview would do, just a more informational vlog. And yes, thank you for the channel blessings, Gina. How that would do. On the Go with Yellow says, Delta wants that extra money, don't they? Because I remember the only time, and I used to chase Delta status, and then the year I got Delta's status, they were upgrading me to like the middle seat in premium economy, like the regular chair, basically with just longer leg room. And I was like, don't nobody want to get upgraded to a middle seat? Like, you could just kept that. So then I was like, okay, Delta status, that's a sham. So then I started going towards American status, because one, American gives you better options for international carriers. And the trick for getting upgrades when you reach status for like American is you need to make sure one of your segments is US before you hop over. So like, let's say a lot of times, I'll pick on my buddy Milton. When Milton goes to South Africa, he'll stop in Philadelphia, and that's usually on British Airways, or it'll be American, but from Philadelphia to like London, that route, that qualifies you for like, once you get an upgrade there, then that kind of gives you the rest of your segments, if that makes sense. I don't want to bore people with that, but basically, to get a better chance of getting an upgrade on a carrier, if you have status, particularly American Airlines, is one of your segments needs to be a stop in a US. So if he's coming out of Orlando, he gets upgraded on Philly, that leg, then he's more likely from Philly to London or London down to get an upgrade, if that makes any sense for you people on Geek. But yes, Delta, to get to silver medallion, because everybody else is usually like $2,500, $3,000. Delta said, no, girl, we want you to spend $5,000 and give us your firstborn to get status. So, you know, they are really trying to tap into that probably business traveler market. Gina's World got to meet Kristen on Utopia. Wasn't Kristen a good time, Gina's World? We love Kristen. Kristen's good people. Um, Kristen says no, the Mexico City trip vlogs. I probably got too far behind. I realized what they were. Kristen says Delta sucks, but so yes, okay, fair, Kristen, because you are Atlanta is your hub. So I'll give you, leeway on your feelings about Delta Airlines. She says Delta sucks for those changes, but I'm gonna stick beside them. Yes, that's how I felt. Like when they had global glitch, I was standing there. I ain't have no flights, and I was just like, I'm gonna stick beside them. Like, what can you do? But yeah, they didn't like pee me off too much. But I don't know. I'm a kind of, and I know, like, and actually in the trip announcement I'm going to make, I promise y'all it's coming. I will be taking an airline that I have not taken since 2008, 2009. I am a bit of a legacy carrier. I'm a little bit of a plane snob, and it's not to be like just to be snobbish. It's truly because I am a nervous flyer, so I need all the things to distract me from the flying experience. So I need seat back entertainment. I need you to come down that aisle with the drink cart. I need the technology. I need all those things. Internet access, if possible, just to distract me from like, what's that sound? Why he turned that way? Like I am that person in the back of the plane. Like, what's going on here? So I tend to fly American and Delta, but in the trip announcement I'm about to make, I'm gonna have something to tell y'all. On the Go with Yellow says American Express Platinum, not the Sky Miles. It's not. It no longer gets you into the lounge. However, American Express Platinum, but if you make a certain spend, you still get your lounge access. But they have rolled back, and I get it. Like them lounges had got grossly packed to the point that it's like there were a couple of trips that I was like, I'm just gonna sit at this like airport bar and drink and eat comfortably versus trying to squeeze into the lounge. But yeah, Delta, they've made it harder to get into their lounges because they are gotten like packed to the brim. And poor Atlanta, like if you go through, sometimes you don't have enough time to even like make it through like the connection, like into the lounge line before it's time for you to just board your flight. So what they've made it is harder to get into the lounge access. But if you have American Express Platinum, and I think if you hit a certain spend, I want to say that spend might be like $75,000 a year, you can maintain your lounge access. I will tell you more about that offline because no, I have a work around situation. I don't want to say it like too loud because I don't want people to take my work around. But I still am able to get into Delta Airlines lounges on American Express Platinum, and I'll hit you up, Lil, and tell you how I do it because we talk offline. Ken Hill says, call me old, but I still can't find where to send donations. I mean, my Cash App is $ C Reed 614. But no, don't worry about it, Ken. Don't worry about it. The support is cool, but there's a button somewhere around. We appreciate the kind that jingles, but we love the kind that folds. Name that movie. Keisha's giving instructions. Thank you. Keisha says, yes, the tip videos were great. You two vibe well together with your experience. Yeah, Regina and how it started was Regina and I ended up on Norwegian Prima together. And we were sitting in like Cagney's or something, and we were just like talking about like our experience. And as I kept talking, I said, this would be a really good like an interview to record. And it was like it's a good like balance of perspectives. I'll be like, I don't like that. Regina be like, well, did you think about this? Have you tried that? So yeah, we've had videos together on, or we did informational videos on Norwegian Prima. We did Scarlet Lady, and we did Celebrity Edge reviews. So those videos are out there somewhere. And the only one that we missed was Celebrity Ascent. And I was like too tired and couldn't get my life together. And it was only a 3-day cruise. So I don't know how we're gonna make up for that one. We might have to just chuck it to the wind. But anytime Regina and I sail together, we try to do an informational video. Liam says, I used to like the aisle seat until my knees kept getting hit by people in the cart. So now I like the window seat. I think something is wrong with you. Prefer the middle seat. I don't think nobody wants the middle seat. Like the only time people like prefer the middle seat is when Southwest is supposed to be rolling back the, what is it called? Open seating. But the strategy used to be on Southwest, sit in the middle of a row, and hopefully nobody decided they want to come and like sit directly next to you, and like go in the back of the plane, sit in the middle, and then usually you can get like another, if they sit, then you can just hop over one, and then usually you get an empty middle seat. But yeah, I don't think nobody prefers the middle seat, no matter where you are, like even if it's premium economy. So, but I'm an aisle seat girl, because in my head, I don't want to have to ask people to get up when I have to go to the bathroom. I am that like. Now, even though you have the side of the plane that you can lean against, I'm kind of that person where I'm like, I want control. I want to control what I can control, and I want to control when I can get up. Jaretha Parker says, "Hey, Carly and Chad, happy Monday." Liam says, "Spirit." Ooh, so let's get into announcements. So yes, Liam, this girl is getting on Spirit Airlines, and nothing is wrong with Spirit, y'all. But I'm a legacy carrier girl. So let's get into the trip announcement. I am heading to Disney. And no, not Disney Cruise Lines. I am going down to meet the mouse because I want to hit up Epcot Food and Wine Fest. I gotta tuck my. Y'all like my ears? Yes, these are I'm the person who I'm like, I don't want 1,000 ears. These are just the ears that I take every Disney trip. So what happened was I had went to Epcot Food and Wine like every year for like the last few years. And I was just kind of like, I need to get to Epcot Food and Wine Festival. However, like preparing for the big trip that's coming in October, the big October trip. I was just like, I wasn't planning on going anywhere, and I just was like, I gotta get, see something. The last one to Disney, I went with my mom, so I wasn't able to like ride some of the rides and do some of the things because like my mom, like I took my mom on Pirates, and that one little dip, she was just like, she did not trust me for the rest of the trip. She kept asking people in line like, hey, does this drop? Does this dip? Because she did not trust my perspective. So I ended up getting out. So what I did was I wanted to try, because see it with see. I like to try things. I like to experience things, and then show you all like, is this true? So I had always heard that Spirit had this whole thing where you can buy a ticket at the airport, and it shaves off some of the fees. So I was like, well, I was going down to Orlando for the MSC Seashore. And I was like, well, what I'm going to do is buy my ticket for Orlando for Disney while I'm in the airport. And I did a bit of a vlog for that. That's a whole experience. Pack your patience, because somehow they only had one person at the live ticket buying line. And of course, there were like 3 people ahead of me who had every need in the world. And I had already did my research. I will say, if you do that technique, go up there, already know what flights you want. So I already knew what exact 2 flights, my coming and going, that I wanted. The lady just had to click them in. The other people got up there, and it felt like they were going through a catalog shopping or something. So pack your patience if you do that, because it might not be a quick in and out experience. But yes, I was able, all I just say, I got me a ticket for a round trip ticket for $77 on Spirit, but I have not flown Spirit since like 2008. So it will be interesting to experience. I'm going to do the whole backpack thing where I'm going to fit my 3 little outfits and put this in this backpack. And we're going to see what Spirit is giving in 2024, because I have not flown them since 2008. But I hear a lot of people say it's an easy way to get to and from. And shoot, I might even buy another ticket, because I might be going back down to Orlando in November. I don't know. But we're going to see how this goes. Okay. we're gonna see how this goes. So yes, Liam, you guessed it. We're riding Spirit because I did the whole purchase the ticket in the airport. It did shave off money, so it was $125, I think, initially. Now it doesn't have any bells and whistles, so I can't pick a seat. I can't bring luggage. I only can bring a personal item, so I'll be having my backpack. But I think when I looked at it online, if I were to pay for it online, it was like $125. But doing the whole hack of buying your ticket in the airport, it lowered the round trip cost to $77. So now it's all about seeing, like, does the product is the product worth it? So, are they going to get me down there? Are there going to be delays? Because I remember the last time I rode Spirit, like right after that, Spirit was going through that whole thing where all their pilots would call off sick and they were on strike, and Spirit would like only have 2 flights, 3 flights. So if they didn't catch one flight, like if the pilot didn't get on the plane, you were stuck in that place for like 2 more days. But I will say too, like, luckily, Orlando is a pretty frequent route. I think that was kind of happening to more than like exotic destinations. Like if you were going down to Dominican Republic or Jamaica, they don't have flights every day. So like if something were to happen in regards to like the crew didn't make it or there's an issue with the plane, the next flight sometimes wasn't until like a couple more days later. So you had to be prepared to like add a couple of days to your trip. Kristen says, appreciate the love. See, I am a vibe, huh? Kristen, you are the vibe, baby. Chris says, ooh, we not a new airline. Y'all know I don't like change. I like my American Airlines and my Delta Airlines, okay? So we're gonna see what this Spirit situation is given. I mean, it's only the worst from the worst was only 2 hours, right? 2.5 hours down. Hey, Jaretha, welcome in, Jaretha Parker, good channel member. Six, so basically you're plain bougie, right? I like what I yes. It's not really bougie, but I'm a nervous flyer. So I need seat back entertainment. I need with the screen in the back of the seat. I got my headphones, what is it called? I need to charge. I need to start charging all my equipment. I have my noise canceling headphones so I don't hear all the cranks and the crannies of like what the plane sounds are. I have to be distracted on the plane and I have to be comfortable. Otherwise, like the nervousness of flying just gets 3,000 times more enhanced. But if that makes me plain bougie, I'll take it. I'll take it. And I mean, sometimes it's also just not bougie. It's like if you add like Spirit and Frontier are cool, but then when you start adding sometimes like the extra fees of like if you are a family and families need to pick the seats, which I don't understand how families have not done a class action lawsuit against these airlines because essentially they are taxing y'all for being families. With having them buy these buy seats ahead of time, whereas other people don't have to do that. But yeah, but sometimes after you add all those fees of like picking your seat, adding luggage, sometimes those like the Spirit and Frontier's prices end up getting you to the same prices like American or Delta. So I'd rather just, sometimes I also do because I also have, Delta and American credit card, so that helps me build up points too. But sometimes I don't know. Some years I'm loyal to an airline, and then some years I'm kind of like, who can get me there the cheapest and safest? Kristen says ATL was the reason for the Delta changes. They said, Ken says they can bring back the COVID prices because they are still flying to the same places. I mean, the demand is back up, I guess. Now, what I don't understand is some of you all of a certain age remember September 11th. Not gonna get too in deep details, but a lot of those fees have never rolled back, as well as that was an era of that's when we started having to pay for bags. Because who will y'all remember? Remember, like flying, you automatically got 2 bags included, and then all of a sudden came the fuel surcharge. Like if you look at your airfare receipt, the actual price of the ticket itself is not super expensive. It's all they have a security fee, which I'm like, I will pay the security fee gladly. I will pay that security fee But you got to pay gas money, you got a fuel charge, you got all the taxes of whatever municipality that you're flying in and out of added to it, and those end up to be hundreds of dollars. So I would love for those prices to get rolled back. Like, can we get free luggage so we don't have to do the whole shenanigans where everybody has to carry on, and then we get to zone 4 and it's like, okay, if you got to carry on, you got to check it. Like, why are we playing these reindeer games? But I guess I should be quiet, because if I feel like if we say like we don't want to pay for bags no more, they're going to figure out a way for us to pay for them added to the prices. Sig says, I'm still Team Delta for the lounge. They do have a good lounge. And Delta's lounges, I think food is better than American lounge food. She says, I don't fly that often. And if I get denied, I'll downgrade my card because those annual fees. Yes, the fees are, and I know people say like, well, you get like a $300 credit, travel credit, and you get a $200 credit for this, but you still got to pay that $695. And I remember having like the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, and the $300, you had to be careful because whenever my $300 would roll around, it would take anything travel related. So if I use Park Mobile, or if I paid for like a parking garage, that was eating into my $300. So in my head, you thinking like, oh, I'm gonna use this $300 for a hotel or a flight. However, whenever that timeline would roll around, they will immediately start letting you deduct from that $300 for any travel related costs. So if you're not paying attention, you might lose $25 because you done spent it on something else travel related. Kristen says, Coming to America is the movie where that quote was from. Yes, we love the money that jingles, but we prefer the kind that folds. Seth Stone is an owl person. He says, yes, the owl, because I have to use the bathroom too often. You better stay hydrated, Seth. Yes. Sig the Solo Cruiser says, I am team window seat, and I dry out before a flight so I won't have to go to the restroom. Oh, so Sig likes to like lay against the little curve of the plane. That's the only thing about the owl. You don't have the curve of the plane to like lay your head against. But yeah, I don't know. I'm team owl because I want to get up. I want to do my, especially like long flights, I want to do my like leg exercises. My legs start locking up and all that kind of old people stuff. So I gotta get up and move. But I do like having that little like resting your head against the side of the plane. That's a perk for sure. Travel, yes, we see says, my flight from Taiwan last week, some chick asked if I would switch so she could sit beside her kid. They both had middle seats. I declined. Travel, we see that happened to me the last time I flew to South Africa. The lady, and then like it was me, the child in the middle, and some random guy in the window seat. And the mom was like in the middle seat behind, and she tapped me, and I had my aisle seat. And she said, excuse me, would you mind switching? I said, you got another, if she had another aisle seat, absolutely. Sis was sitting dead ass in the middle for a 16-hour flight. No, ma'am, Pam. Now, the issue with that was her daughter, I guess she saw, homely looking Black woman, and this child just nestled up against me like I knew her for ages. And I was like, you better get off me. So yeah, that's the only thing. But I think families, I feel like airlines, there should be a class action suit in my head, because I'm like, you are getting taxed as a family to be together. And even for that child of that age, like it was me and I'm an educator. Like I think the guy ended up on the other end. He ended up happening to be a teacher, which I'm hoping we have some sort of morals related to children. But like either one of us could have been anybody, and like your child is randomly in the middle seat. So I feel like airlines should like create some way for parents and families to sit together without them having to pay the extra rate. I don't know. That's just my opinion. And it also gets annoying to us regular travelers, because there was a period of time you used to be able to just sit in your seat and nobody talk to you. Now, whenever we get on the plane, everybody got to do this song and dance where it's 2-3 people walking around the plane, interrupting your good time, saying, excuse me, can I sit next to my boyfriend? Excuse me, can I sit next to my fiance? Excuse me, my 12-year-old is back there. It's annoying. Just let the people sit together. All right. So those are the shenanigan pricing that I would love to see again. All right. Off my soapbox into the comments. Nadine is saying cute. Yeah. So heading to Disney, because when last time I went, I went with my mom. I wasn't able to ride all the things. So my plan is to ride all the things. And there's been some new attractions. So now Tiano's Bayou is there. There is Tron is there. I think I finally have Googled Guardians of the Galaxy enough to feel comfortable to ride it because I was scared that there were big drops. It looks like it's more speed. So I think I'm going to try to get on Guardians. Some of those rides I weren't able to do with my mom. I did get the park hopper ticket, so I should be able to. It's going to be a little aggressive, but I think I can get to all four parks in 2 days. I do have a plan where I think I'm going to hit on Friday, hit Animal Kingdom and end the day in Magic Kingdom. Because my thing is, I'm like, I want to do Animal Kingdom first. I might have this backwards. But it's a one water ride at Animal Kingdom. I think I want to ride Kilimanjaro, the Kali River Rapids. And I'm like, okay, I can dry out. But then for Tiana's, or maybe I just wear a poncho. None of that matters. But anyway, and then on Saturday, or maybe I don't know. Because my hotel does have early park admission. I don't know. I have to strategize. But if any of you, that's what you all can help me do. If you all were doing Disney 2-park pass, 4 parks in 2 days, put in the chat what strategies you would do to get through all 4 parks. Because right now what I have, I'll tell you what I have and tell me if this is a good plan or not a good plan. Right now I'm planning to do Friday morning Animal Kingdom, or whenever I got to land and get to my hotel. But once I get situated, head over to Animal Kingdom, and then end the day in Magic Kingdom. And then the next day, my plan is to do, did I get that reverse? No, I lied. I want to do Animal Kingdom and Hollywood. What's the thing called? The Hollywood one. And then on the next morning, do Magic Kingdom in the morning, and then finish my day at Epcot eating and drinking around the world. What do y'all think about that plan? I'm back in the chat. So Liam says, Liam's having fun, says, Carlene wants to be the first off the plane. That's why she wants the aisle. No, now I am not that person. I am not the stand up and sprint to the front and be rude. I just sit there and I wait until the 2 rows in front of me have to go, and then I start making adjustments to get up. And I did. Somebody had to check me like my first time. That's how I learned the rule of just waiting. Because this guy was like, "You got somewhere to be?" I had no idea. And this was way back, like when I first started like really traveling more on my own. I had no idea that was uncultured. So I was the person. I would stand up and like try to skip a couple rows ahead. And this one guy checked the hell out of me. He was like, "You got somewhere to be?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm supposed to wait until people clear out." Noted. Alicia says, that's exciting. We love the ears. Yes, this is the original Minnie ears when Minnie had her outfit. Used to be the daisy on top. Oh, thank you. On the Go says fun. It was on the list every year, but haven't made the food and wine. You gotta get to Epcot Food and Wine Festival because they add new food every year. They have really good wine. I love wine. So yeah, I just try to get once a year. I had an old colleague who they used to go every what's it called? Indigenous People Day / Columbus Day. And I didn't know what it was. And then I went and experienced it for myself. And I'm like, this is something I have to do every year. My plan also, too, sad news, was to get to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween. But like literally, I was looking and I was like, oh, okay, I got plenty of time. Because I think I bought this ticket like in August, right? And I looked again a week or so later, and Mickey's Not So Scary had sold out like a month in advance almost for my dates. So I don't think I'm going to make it to Mickey's Not So Scary. At this point, it'll be like an extra cost. But I am going to just see if you all know. I don't know. I'm going to get down there and just ask and see if it's a possibility. Particularly if I'm not able to get all the rides that I wanted to get in. I'm not sure if they do like any additional releases of tickets or what. If you all know that too, let me know. Liam's having fun. Says Spirit has a big seat in the front for more money. I ain't paying more money. Disney got all my money. So I will be singing in the background in Gym Pop. So I'm gonna get the real Spirit airline experience. Let's see. 6 is me too, unless the little one wants it. Oh, I guess talking about the big, I don't know. Liam says, enjoy your trip to Disney. I'll be going in a few weeks. Cool. Enjoy. Travel Yes We See says they almost always have one person because they don't want to encourage use of the airport hack. I can't. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, I got behind. So yes, okay. And that's what I was thinking, Travel Yes We See. I was like, okay, they must do this on purpose. Because I got there, it was pretty early in the morning. And in Orlando airport, because I landed, I had time before I was getting on my cruise. So I was like, let me go to the airport. Let me go to the ticket counter. And I thought, like, all those people who are like lined up to help you do check in Spirit. No, they had one lady in the corner and there were like 3 people ahead of me. So knowing this, that they purposely stack. They only have one person selling the tickets on the counter so that, they can make you charge the fees. Just pack in extra time. So the Spirit hack may not be the day to do it when you really only got 30 minutes on your lunch break. Like, you might want to pack some good amount of time, 45 minutes to an hour. Because what also happens, there are people who will be like me or some of y'all who will come and like, no, okay, I want the 7 o'clock flight and the 12 o'clock coming home, there are people who are literally up there shopping like, oh, what about that one? What about this one? Well, what about upgrade? So it helps the line if you all know exactly which flights you want to buy. And you can research that, using the app. Mario says, I just joined. Do you mind giving a recap of what you plan to do at Disney? Sure, Mario. My plan is my biggest thing is I want to do Epcot eating and drinking around the world for Food and Wine Fest, because Food and Wine Fest has started. But my plan is I got 2 park hoppers. So my plan is 2-day park hoppers. So my plan is to get to all 4 parks. And I want to get on some of the rides. The last one I went to Disney, which y'all saw those vlogs, it was me and my mom. My mom is a little older, so I wasn't able to ride more of the, like, I can't even say, it's Disney, so they don't have super aggressive rides. But I wasn't able to ride a lot of the high speed, fast rides. And since Disney has 2 more rides now with Tiana's Bayou, Tron, a few other things that I want to basically get my little, I guess, solo traveler on around Disney. But the original plan was to get to Mickey's Not So Scary. However, Mickey's Not So Scary for late September has sold out in like August, and I didn't know it was going to go that fast. So I should have bought it when I first looked, and I turned back a week and a half later, and my dates were sold out. So we're settling on the 2 park hopper, unless you all know some hacks for how to get Not So Scary once I get to Orlando. That's not a scam. Liam says, well, bring your tablet and have all your movies and shows downloaded if you go on Spirit, and make sure it's charged up. Okay. Bring a tablet. I might just bring a book. But I guess BYOE. Bring your own entertainment. Got it. We'll do, Liam. Keisha says, Keisha's welcoming Mario, getting Mario up to speed. Phil and D is in the building. Phil and D says, wait a minute, we going on Disney again? No, I'm not. Oh, I'm not going on Disney Cruise Line. I'm going to Disney Park. I haven't been on, y'all act like I do Disney a whole lot. I've only been on the Wish. I do have a goal of I want to get on all the Disney ships eventually, but I probably won't be able to start eating into that goal until 2026. And then Lord knows whenever I'm going to be able to revisit my Royal Caribbean big ships goal again. Liam says, I remember getting free food on the plane and movies and not having to pay to rent the headphones. Yes, the good old days of flying. And you know what's cool? It's weird because the U.S. is the only people who have not, like if you fly out of the country on their flagship carriers, they still give you like, I know y'all like so tired of me, but it's the place I went to the most. But like my flights between South Africa and Cape Town, it's only a 2-hour flight. Yet you get a meal, even though it's 2 hours, and you get a free drink. But a lot of other countries have like kept that level of service. And then the US said, you know what, we're rolling back on everything. Liam says, I also remember when every seat got a pillow and a blanket. And Liam, I remember where they used to keep a little stash of the blankets up top. So that as you're walking through the cabin to take your seat, you can just pull one of the little blankets. Yep. Everything has rolled back so much. Folks are welcoming in Phil and D. Yes, welcome in Phil and D's travel spree. Thanks for popping by. Kristen says, "Don't ask me to switch seats. No, You gotta get your pay for it in advance. However, I do think they should try to keep families, but I think I'm a little more lenient for families because I can only imagine if there's a child significantly some rows away from their parent. I don't get the people in their big age who can't be away from their significant other for 3 hours and they want you to move because they didn't do the planning. Now I really don't got time for that one. Kristen says they always target the people that they think are solo. Yeah. And because I worked hard for that NC. On the go, Yellow says when we fly Southwest, I pay the extra fee to board early. Cool, but yeah, it's kind of like, but why do families have to pay the family tax just to be together? Because it was a day that you would literally you booked your tickets, and the airline said, "Here are all the open seats," and what you and your family would do would be like, "Okay, here's a seat. Here's a row of 3. Here's a row of 2." And somehow the airlines figured, well, we're going to start charging you for this, that, and the third. And it's like, gracious. It adds up. It adds up is all I'm saying. Mario says, if you don't vlog this trip, I'm going to be upset. I am going to vlog this trip. No, for the most part, all these trips are get vlogged. Yeah. I want to eventually be able to, I don't know. I have to eventually find balance in I don't know if I'll ever do like a trip where it's like I won't record it all. But I do want to start like carving out eventually a day or two. Particularly like longer cruises where I don't vlog as much. But no, this is what I'm here for, to capture the memories and show y'all. So I am gonna vlog this trip. I already thought about my approach to how I'm gonna vlog it. And yeah, and it'll be coming soon. It's gonna just take a little while because I still have to get through Mexico vlogs. I still have Mexico City vlogs. I still have to get through Melon at Sea vlogs. I still got to get through MSC Seashore vlogs, and then at some point Disney will be coming. So yeah, I will be recording it because I don't want you upset with me, Mario. Chris says you can do it, Team Park Hopper. Okay, we can see if I can get all 4. Sig was just there. So Sig says, I just saw Mickey yesterday. We won't be like you, Sig. She says, I was trying to tell him to watch out for you, but Clarence is about to cause a jealous scene, so she had to keep moving. I will send Mickey my regards, Kristen, for sure. Welcome in, Miss Carla. How are you? Kristen says, make a list of the most important rides and get there when the park open. And that's what I think I'm going to do, because I have to do 2 parks the day I get there. However, I know what my flight time is. So hopefully, nothing gets too delayed with my flights. I'll get to my hotel and then I'll start. But that's why I want to do Animal Kingdom, and I want to do what's the thing called? The Hollywood Studios. I want to do Animal Kingdom and Hollywood Studios on the first day, because the next day my hotel will give me, early access to the parks. So I want to save. Magic Kingdom has the 2 biggest rides I want to get on, and then Guardians for Epcot. But Magic Kingdom, I will be lucky. I'm gonna have to figure out I need to add the fast passes, but I want to do Tron. I want to do Tiana's Bayou. Which, Lord, I don't know how I'm gonna make it. Sig was a drop really bad. I'm scared. I have not got on a log flume or anything that's made my stomach like really drop in a long time. But I want to see all the visuals. And that's why I've never rode when it was the other ride. Before it was Tiana's, it was Splash Mountain. I had a 5-minute wait. I walked past Splash Mountain one time. It was a 5-minute wait. And I just punked out. Because I have not done like a log flume ride in a long time. So I'm gonna have to put my big girl britches on, and yeah, we're gonna get on those drops. And welcome to 39 people. Thanks for being here. My name is Carlene. This is C with C, and we don't go live every Monday. We just go live whenever there's a Monday meetup, which is a trip announcement. And today I announced that we are heading to Disney this week. So let's get through the comments, and I will be wrapping up and eventually. So yep, Hollywood Studios is a must try. Sig says, oh, hello from Alabama. Hi, Gandy. I love your hair color. Welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. I think you're a new name. I don't know if you popped in before, but welcome to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Sig says, I haven't been to Animal Kingdom yet. Epcot and Hollywood are my favorite. Can't wait to see your take on them. And yeah, I have not been to Hollywood Studios since I went to Disney with some friends way back. Some like their daughter is 5 years ago. Cause yeah, their daughter was, we did the whole, she had just turned 3. And we were like, girl, you still 2. She was literally like 2-3 days shy of her birthday. And like, you know, parents, it adds up. So don't tell Mickey that happened. But I think that child is now like 8 or 9 or 10. I can't remember how old that baby is. But so that was the last time I was in Hollywood Studios. So this, yeah, I'll be getting back. So yeah, looking forward to that. And I've done Epcot so many times at Food and Wine Fest. So, but I want to do Animal Kingdom because I want to do Cali River Rapids. I have not been on that one in a while. And I want to get on, I haven't been on the Yeti. What's the thing called? Everest. If it's still up. Because I heard Everest is supposed to be going under like a refurbishment or something. Liam says, sounds like a plan, but Magic Kingdom closes late usually. Yeah, but my thing with Magic Kingdom is I want to ride a water ride. And Epcot, I want to eat. So I want to do Magic Kingdom early. Go to early to ride Tiana's or something so I can dry off. Go to Epcot because eating and drinking around the world, I think they don't start the booths until like 11. And then I guess if I have time, I can hop back to Magic Kingdom. I don't know. But my plan is to start in Magic Kingdom to hopefully take advantage of the early entry. And then hop over to Epcot for food. And then maybe go back to the hotel and chill. We'll see. Phil and D Travels, he says, Magic Kingdom will be super packed on Saturday. It's the most popular. So yeah, I definitely need to, and I definitely need to, I don't know if I should do it on Friday though. Because it might close at 6 on Friday before Mickey's Not So Scary. I don't know, I gotta pray on it. I don't know, do I do it on Friday? Because I feel like it's not gonna be any better on Friday. And swap out, I don't know, what do y'all think? So should I do Animal Kingdom, then Epcot, and then like, I don't know. How would you pair if you had 2 days on a Friday and Saturday? How would you pair? Because I'm going to do 2 and 2. How would you do the 2 parks? So if you went to Disney World Friday, Saturday, and you're doing 2 parks each day, how would you pair the 2? Let me know. Mario says Magic Kingdom closes early on the days they have the Not So Scary Halloween, so make sure that isn't your Magic Kingdom day. And that's what I think I'm encountering, because I was supposed to go to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween, and them jokers sold out 6 weeks before. I'm also looking for any tips if y'all know, if Mickey's Not So Scary says it's sold out on the website, do they make it available like the day of limited release or anything? Kristen's welcoming Gandy's. Thank you, Kristen. Liam says, but Epcot is nice to see the fireworks at night. I agree. However, I also, the last time I went to Epcot Food and Wine, I did watch the fireworks at Epcot. So I don't need to do that again. I did the whole sit down in a place for like an hour, watch people try to come and commandeer my space, fight off the intruders, and, you know, watch the fireworks. So I did that. I don't think I need to do that again. I would try Magic Kingdom might not have fireworks at night because of they're gonna be Mickey's Not So Scary. I don't know. I have not done Magic Kingdom fireworks in a while though. On the Global Yellow says, Sig, have you tried the cantina in the Star Wars area? Ooh, question mark. Yep, they have special events. Sig says, don't eat before Food and Wine. Bring your appetite. My first stop was Brazil. I got full and I was pissed. Ooh, y'all got Sig cussing. And actually, Sig, I will say, like, Brazil had one of my favorite dishes the first time I ever went to Epcot Food and Wine, and they've never did it again. It was like a seafood sauce over top of like a bed of rice. It was so good. They never ran that dish back the next couple times I went. How did you start in Brazil though? Or you must have walked past all the other ones and like, I'm gonna start in Brazil. Yeah, I go. My path is I go YOLO. We go to Mexico first. Because I usually don't. I don't. The back half of the park, like that, coming up from like France to what is it, London, Great Britain to Canada. I don't. There's not a lot of stuff that I want in that section, except for I like the beef in Canada. And I really don't do a lot of the drinking on that side. So I like to go. I like to go left. I like to go Mexico, on around, and then usually I just naturally take a pause because I don't really like the stuff that's from like France up. Even though France has some good drinks, I like France's drinks. Not the food so much, but I like France's drinks. Um, but then yeah, the whatever Scotland, Ireland, yeah, it doesn't do it for me. And then I get the beef in Canada. Steph Stone says, I've never heard of Food and Wine Festival before, so I will go next year. And I also love roller coasters. Whoa. Yeah, my heart can't take roller coasters anymore. But yeah, I would say get to Food and Wine Fest. They shortened it this year. It's running from it usually started in July, but now it's running from August to November. But it used to run from like July to November, but they shortened it this year. But I would say a good time I recommend going, and it wasn't too crowded, was the year I went during Columbus Day / Indigenous Peoples Day, and it wasn't too crazy in the parks. The lines weren't too crazy, and of course, more importantly, the temperatures were not insane. Now, the roller coaster situation, I think I've lost my guts, my gusto for roller coasters. Travel Yes We See says the noodles on Spirit are good. Okay, they got a little cup of noodles, a little cup of ramen. Okay, we'll give that a try. Kristen says US said get these sun chips and Biscoff cookies and gone. Six says wait, you've only been on one Disney cruise? Yes, I've only been on Disney Wish. I went with friends. But it was Disney Wish and it was a maritime cruise. So I kind of did all the things. But yeah, I've only been on one Disney cruise. But I want to eventually get back. And I want to get on all the ships. What up, G Fox? G. Chris Six says, believe it or not, it's hard to vlog anything on a trip now. It's hard not to vlog. I'm sorry. Believe it or not, it's hard not to vlog anything on a trip now. Yeah, I mean, you kind of get in the pattern of it. My thing is, one thing I want to work on for me and my channel is doing more narration in real time. Because I get a little like shy about like always having the camera out. And catching more like longer clips, more of the transitions. Because I kind of do like a bunch of like little quick 10-second snaps, 20 seconds, and then I kind of put them together. But I want to do more like narration in real time. So maybe this would be a good trip to practice that. And then it's also be a good trip to work on being comfortable talking to myself. Folks are speaking. Six says, are you up to speed on the new multi-pass system? I just learned the old, and then they scratched it. Yeah, I just learned how to do that whole where you get a fast pass, and then when you ride it, you can open up to other fast pass or whatever. But I gotta read that up again and read up on it soon before heading out. Gina's Rose says, going to Disney for a few days takes strategy. Yes, it does. And like I can't stretch it out because it's so expensive. Because my initial thought was I was going to come in, hit it, and quit it. So my initial goal was I was going to go down for a day and just do food and wine. And then it became a couple of days. And my hope was to get to Mickey Not So Scary, but that don't like it's happening. But yeah. But I will say that's also the benefit of being solo is like I can move to my own beat. I can do standby lines. It's gonna be easy to move and shake. Versus like having like my mom with me, more people. So Six says, yes, do Tiana. If it's down, keep refreshing and watch for the update for it opening up. I didn't get on until 10 p.m. because it was down earlier. Oh, but you also did Nikki's Not So Scary. So I got to strategize. But I keep hearing Tiana's keeps going down frequently. And another ride that always goes down, and particularly while in queue, that dang on Remy's Ratatouille. I think the first time I got on Remy's, it was smooth sailing. And then the last couple times getting on Remy's, it's broke down. And one time it broke down to a point that we got out of line. And the second time it broke down, and then luckily it started up quick enough that like the wait didn't last too long. But I don't know what's going on with Disney and these new ride animatronics anymore. Phil says Friday do Animal Kingdom since they closed early, then Magic Kingdom for the fireworks at night. Okay, I can dig that because I have not done Magic Kingdom fireworks in a long time. And then he says Saturday do Hollywood Studios, then Epcot for the firework at night. So I'll probably do Hollywood Studios and maybe try to hop on Guardians or get out of there and try to beat the crowd home. Okay, let me write this down because I think it sounds like a plan. So I'm doing Animal Kingdom. I'm doing AK and then MK and then Hollywood and Epcot. Okay, that makes sense. Cool. I think that's the plan, Phil. Appreciate you. Phil and D's Travel Spree says, well, drone show at Epcot, whatever it is now. Yeah, I've done that already. I did that. I sat, the last time I went to Food and Wine Fest, I sat and waited for that. So I don't want to do it again, but it is worth seeing if you haven't seen it. It was really a good show. And I sat on the side near like Morocco, close to Paris, that kind of area. And was right up against the water, and then that's where like the boats come who are watching at night. So yeah, and it didn't get super crowded, but then you do have the people who like I was sitting there for like a good 45 minutes to an hour, and then people try to sneak in. I was like, wait a minute. And something else about Epcot Food and Wine Fest, they have the Eat to the Beat. So Sig was actually there when Sheila E was in town. But usually like they have Boyz II Men is usually when they're popular, and then like a lot of like boy bands. They have like this whole like concert series during the Food and Wine Festival. Sig says, yeah, I skipped the first countries and saved Mexico for last. Brazil had a pork belly over black beans, rice, and a pesto sauce and cheese bread. And they were so good. Wait, bread? I thought you were supposed to be gluten-free. The Go with Yellow says solo lines are a gem. And Gina's World says, when my sisters and I went to Disney for the first time as kids, my parents ran that trip like a military exercise. It was exhausting. Yeah. And my memories of Disney, I think I went when I was like 6. That was probably my first plane ride ever, was heading to Disney. And we stayed in Kissimmee, Florida. So the thing was, I remember really long lines, like waiting. I don't know. That's how kids, we have the attention spans at our age, has like great attention spans, because like, that's when like there was no fast pass, there was no moving through the line, like the line was a line. But I distinctly remember like each night we would stay till the park closed, and then each night we would be stuck in traffic. And I just remember being exhausted, and like I'll fall asleep in the rental car every night, and we stayed somewhere in Kissimmee, Florida. So yeah, that was my first time at Disney back when I was 6. So yes, y'all, this has been a true announcement. See with C. I have one final announcement that I want you all to make sure you are aware of. I'm going to share my screen really quickly, and that is my group cruise, which is on the Good Government Getaway on Virgin Voyages. Let me show you the information. We have already booked a couple of cabins and have room for a few more of you folks. Let me see. Can I do the Chrome tab? Do I have it up? Do I have it up? Window? Let me see. Oh, did I close it out? I'm going to have to figure out how to entire screen. No, I don't want to share that. But yeah, it's on Virgin Voyages. We're doing the Dominican Days itinerary out of Miami on the good old girl Valiant Lady. I got to see how I can share. Let me see this. But yes, love for you all to join me. Reach out for booking information at seawithc@gmail.com. It's a popular date which is Labor Day 2025. So if you are off, definitely join, because a few other of your favorite vloggers, I think, have also like can I get it up? I need to figure out how to work this. Have also designated that day as their cruise on Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady. So I would love for you all to join me. I can't find the thingy. I should have but anywho, email me, seawithc@gmail.com for more details. It's August 29th to September 3rd on Virgin Voyages Valiant Lady. Head into Dominican Days, and if you have not done that itinerary, you know that itinerary in particular for Virgin always has a little extra pep in its step, a little oomph. So I'm going to finish with a really good comment, or what is it, a positive note, and that positive note is from Liam, who says, I'm thinking I want to join you on the group cruise. Come on down, Liam. Because you know what, Liam? It'll be interesting to have like your dry humor on Virgin Voyages. So yeah, Liam, hit me up, cwc@gmail.com if you decide to come. And we'll be more than happy to have you, other folks, if you have the time on Labor Day. Alrighty, y'all. It is See It With C. Thanks for coming to chat with me. Sig says she got the gluten-free bread. Our next Monday meetup, and I don't think I'm gonna sneak in another announcement, but this is gonna be the big trip announcement. And that will be October 21st. And make sure you all tap in. So I will plan on going live from the parks on Friday and Saturday. Friday, probably in the afternoon once I get situated and land. And then Saturday, whenever I get, situated into the parks, plan on going live. So make sure you hit the notification bells. Of course, follow me at See With C on Instagram because I'll be giving you some snapshots, some, live information there. But yeah, I plan on going live twice from the parks. So tap in. Alrighty, y'all. Thank you so much. 28 people for hanging in there. Seriously, thanks for chatting with me. Make sure you come back to the Monday meetup on October 23rd, 21st to hear the big trip announcement. In the meantime, just chapping on all socials. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.